there, and welcome to another 3-Minute Tidbits brought to you by Clemson Snap Ed. This time we are going to go ahead and talk about healthy fats as well as inflammation reduction. So stay tuned. So before we begin, I would like to first note that there is a difference between healthy as well as unhealthy fats. Now, healthy fats usually include monounsaturated or polyunsaturated fats, and then your unhealthier fats usually tend to include your saturated as well as your trans fats. Now, one thing that I would truly like to note is that there's no such thing as a bad food, really. It is all a matter of moderation, all right? So limiting your saturated as well as your trans fats, and then of course varying your different versions or different types or different food products that contain mono as well as polyunsaturated fats, all right? So one way of kind of determining healthy fats versus unhealthy fats is essentially knowing that healthy fats are oftentimes liquid at room temperature and that unhealthy fats are oftentimes solid at room temperature. So healthy fats being things like vegetable oil or olive oil, and then of course your unhealthy fats being things like your butter or your margarine. So another way of looking at healthy versus unhealthy fats would be to delve deeper into the monounsaturated and the polyunsaturated fats versus our saturated and trans fats. And I'll go ahead and use my notes for this because it's quite a bit of information. But first things first, our monounsaturated fats oftentimes are found in olive oil, canola, peanuts, tree nuts, as well as avocado oils, and contain omega-9 fatty acids, which are great for lowering your cholesterol. Now, our polyunsaturated fats, again, our healthy fats, are oftentimes found in corn, soybeans, safflower, flaxseed, fish, walnuts, and sunflower oil, and oftentimes have omega-3 and 6 fatty acids, which are great for brain health as well as overall cell development. Now, our unhealthy fats, on the other hand, are our saturated and our trans fats, which are usually margarine, butter, as well as our shortenings, and are really oftentimes only good for increasing our risk of heart disease as well as obesity. So the last thing we're going to go ahead and talk about before we end this particular segment is essentially our 5 tips for inflammation reduction. The first one being weight management. So we want to decrease our risk for abdominal obesity as well as overall obesity, okay? So we want to maintain a healthy weight for our individual selves. Now, the second thing, of course, is decreasing your saturated and trans fat intake, all right? The third being that there's no such thing as a superfood. There is no one food that is going to remove any disease or chronic illness in and of itself. So you want to go ahead and vary your diet as well as increase your intake of fruits and vegetables. So our fourth tip is that inflammation is oftentimes a sign of something negative happening internally, and to always consult your doctor if you're experiencing prolonged periods of swelling or pain. And then our fifth and final tip is to essentially consult your doctor before consuming any CBD oil products as well as any other form of herbal and holistic products. The first reason being is that oftentimes these supplements tend to lack research either supporting or disproving the health benefits that they claim to have. The second reason is that oftentimes these supplements may interfere with the effectiveness of the medication that you're already taking. And then, of course, never consume essential oils as these are for external use only. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.